the next generation of lifestyle awareness that will transform your life significantly. Hi, welcome to Living Wow Out Loud. I'm your host, Callie Ray, founder of the Living Wow Center and author of the book, 8 Lessons Lupus Taught Me from Surviving to Thriving with Autoimmune Diseases. Living Wow is a lifestyle of choice and intention that was born from the truth that, number one, your body is designed to heal if you give it the environment to do so. Number two, you don't need a label or permission to be the expert in your own body. And number three, more than 80% of all diseases can be prevented or reversed by lifestyle. Unfortunately, this isn't what we're taught in our standard American diet and lifestyle culture. This podcast is a voice of hope and community where you will learn how to live a life of thriving that honors and embraces those three truths. Though you are an individual, you are not alone, and you can thrive living wow too. Are you ready to learn a new language in 2023? Learning a new language is proven to stimulate new neural pathways and keep the mind sharp. While it is true that the younger you are, the easier it is to learn a new language, it is possible to learn a new language at any age. The language I would like to introduce you to is body language. This is not the body language you probably already speak fluently, which we professionally refer to as nonverbal and pragmatic language. Rather, I'm referring to the language of your body, how your body speaks to you and how you respond to those messages. Becoming fluent in your body language is the secret to becoming the expert in your body, and that is the mission of Living Wow. I have spent the last 30 years studying and teaching the brain and oral mechanisms of speech and language development and rehabilitation. I have also spent the past 15 years studying and teaching nutritional healing and lifestyle medicine. So, is it any wonder that I recognize this unique communication we have within us and recognize the need for a universal teaching of body language? I'm going to wager that you are completely unaware of your body's language and that this concept is probably as unfamiliar to you as any foreign language you could learn in school or with an app. As a result, I'm going to break down the process of learning body language in a new series here on the podcast throughout the month of December. Over the next 5 weeks, I will introduce you to your body language and give you the tools to translate while you learn to listen, understand, and eventually speak fluent body language. So, first, some basics. You cannot learn any language without a model. You cannot learn a language without rules or some sort of universal understanding. And you cannot learn any language without practice. While it is true that language acquisition is an innately wired skill, it is still something you were taught either informally, like your native language, or formally, additional languages, and likely a little of both, meaning that you likely learned the languages you speak both informally through your family and community, as well as formally through education and training. Along those lines, you probably are adept at the language of your generation, profession, and culture. Examples of these language nuances are demonstrated in what's known as code switching. An example is the difference in how we speak to our parents versus our friends. The way professionals speak universal jargon, such as technology, medical, and financial terminology with ease and understanding, but persons outside of those professions need to have it interpreted into common language. Even within our culture and communities, language is used differently, creating an understanding between some and a disconnection with others. Don't believe me? Would you be at all uncomfortable if the same language was used in church that is used at the bar? So, why do I bother to go into all of these details about language? Well, because you need to understand why you don't speak body language when everything in your mind is telling you that you do. At best, You have what is known as functional communication, which is basic survival communication. Think of the vocabulary and understanding of about a 1 year old. I have functional communication in American Sign Language or ASL, German, Deutsch, and Spanish, Espanol, with formal and informal training in each of them, but I am in no way fluent in any of them. Why? Because I did not regularly practice and communicate with others using those languages. So I forgot much of the vocabulary that was beyond the primitive basics like counting, personal needs, and greetings. So let's take a jump across the language barrier and get cracking on body language. Why don't you speak body language? Well, because no one taught you. In fact, you were taught to ignore your body language. And even worse, you were lied to and told that you can't speak body language. It's too hard to understand. It's not important and it's not reliable. But I'm here to tell you that learning body language is totally possible, reliable, and vital. Speaking fluent body language is the secret to healing and thriving no matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter your age, income, or education. So, are you in? Are you ready to commit to learning body language? Are you ready to put in the time and effort? Are you ready to immerse yourself in the communication environment of your body? Yes? Awesome. Then the first homework assignment is for you to learn to count to 8 in body language. I'm using 8 because it's the number of lessons I wrote about in 8 lessons lupus taught me from surviving to thriving with autoimmune diseases. And it's also the number of systems in the WOW framework to become the expert in your body. I can count to 10 in 4 languages, and it always seems like the first place to start when learning a language. So if you learn to count to 8 in body language, you will have a foundational knowledge of the communication environment of your body. This is what is known as immersion in a communication rich environment. It's where rapid language acquisition happens. You can find those 8 lessons lupus taught me from surviving to thriving with autoimmune diseases as bonus episodes here on the podcast. And likewise, the 8 system framework was introduced in the summer series. So check out episodes 13 to 21 to review those 8 system framework. They're all short, so it's just a good binge listen this week, and you'll be ready for next week's body language training session. So I'll see you then. Hey, if you find value here on the Living Wow Out Loud podcast, will you please share it with your friends and take a minute to rate it on the platform that you're listening on? That's how we live wow out loud. You know that more people need hope and they need the messages shared. And that's how we get recognized among all the noise. This is where you find your voice. Will you please share and subscribe and rate so that we can grow? After my personal transformation from surviving to thriving with autoimmune diseases, I was completely astounded that the experience was not what I expected it to be. Instead of resenting my body and being forever trapped with a legacy of bad genes, as I had believed would be my fate, I looked and felt 20 years younger. I had dropped weight that had plagued me for decades, eliminated chronic pain that no doctor, therapy, or medicine could relieve, and found energy that I hadn't had since I was 16 years old. Because this is not what I expected, and because I wish someone would have told me that there is another way than sad, I wrote the book 8 Lessons Lupus Taught Me from Surviving to Thriving with Autoimmune Diseases. As I began to share the book and the message of change your story, Living Wow was born. After years of continuing to learn and study how and why lifestyle has such an impact on disease and the world being torn apart by a global pandemic, I can't stand by any longer keeping it to myself. You have to understand that the power is in your hands. The power is in your body. The power is in your lifestyle. The Living Wow Center is a holistic wellness practice that utilizes the framework of the Living Wow lifestyle to identify system failures or maintenance needs. Whether you just need a tune-up or a complete systems overhaul, we support you as an individual to get back out on the journey and living wow. We will work with you to determine levels of function, needs, tools, resources, and/or providers that may be best equipped to guide you as you step out of the negative health cycle and turn it into a positive health cycle. The Living Wow Center offers a revolutionary, comprehensive approach to healing, coaching, and support that is necessary in our complex, sad world. Schedule your complimentary consultation today to see how Living Wow can support you. I'm super excited to announce Supercharge for you. We are changing the name of the Living Wow Challenge to more clearly represent the monthly support program where you take Living Wow for a 10-day spin. I know 10 days doesn't seem like much, but it is, and that's why it's now Supercharge. Living Wow Supercharge is a 10-day supported focus on eating a clean, nutritionally dense diet with intention as you jumpstart into the Living Wow lifestyle. You will feel lighter, more energetic, and empowered with your nutrition. You will experience the power of nutritional healing with less pain, more energy, and a better mood. The Supercharge includes a comprehensive 10-day seasonal menu, recipes, videos, quick start guides, and links to resources. You begin with a prep, then daily support, and wrap up with a review. This is the fastest, most immersive way to get started and feel the effects of Living Wow now. Right now, go to livingwowcenter.com. That's livingwowcenter.com to sign up now for the next Supercharge running the 1st to the 10th of the month. Early sign up ensures you a spot and gives you time to complete your preparation assignments as you gear up to Supercharge. Wow, you just finished another episode of Living Wow Out Loud. I hope you leave today empowered to live your best life and thrive. If you're ready to jump in and learn a little bit more about Living Wow, come check out the Living Wow Center. That's livingwowcenter.com. And maybe consider joining our next Living Wow Challenge. We run the 1st to the 10th of every single month. See you soon.